My history with community engagement is a long one, and I can start by attributing it to my family norms and the way that I was raised. My name is Mary Haddad, and this is my digital story. I was born in Minnesota to two immigrant parents. From a young age, we were always volunteering with my church, learning about the communities that we were a part of, and finding new ways to help better those communities. We learned some of the values that still hold true with me today. I started by spending my summers preparing for our church's festival every year, and I was able to watch the positive and unifying effect that this had on both the greater community as well as the neighborhood in West St. Paul. I participated in the dance group as I got older and saw the impact of sharing my culture as well. My family also worked closely with an organization called Focus, which is a basic needs group that was based in Minneapolis and later moved to the Frogtown neighborhood of St. Paul. This was where I learned the difference between volunteering and true community engagement. As stated in Courtney Martin's Do It Anyway, charity often serves to disempower a person in the long run. When I was young, it started as serving meals to anyone that came in on Sunday nights. I was told to give them their food, then sit down with them and have a conversation. It was important that we treated them as people, not thinking that they were different from us. This organization is very special to me, and I've continued my work with them until this day. Now, as a college student, I have helped organize food and clothing drives for Focus, as well as coordinating bi-weekly or monthly student volunteer-led food shelves. Once I began my undergraduate career at the University of Minnesota, I started thinking about finding experiences where I could positively impact my community while also figuring out what I wanted to do career-wise. Thus began my time at the Ronald McDonald House. I thoroughly enjoyed tutoring the kids who were patients as well as their siblings, and I liked learning about their stories and giving them a semblance of normalcy in their chaotic lives. I was able to do this work until the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the spring and summer of 2020, I was searching for ways that I could give my time and effort into bettering my community in a safe way. In doing some research both in and outside of the University of Minnesota, I stumbled on the Community Engagement Scholars Program, CESP. Immediately, I was intrigued and decided to join the program officially. Still plagued by a feeling of helplessness that surrounded so many of us in 2020 and 2021, I was desperate to do something. I began volunteering at a COVID-19 vaccine clinic in February of 2021. It was so meaningful to watch the tides turn on this pandemic and the fear slowly creep out of people's lives. This made me excited to work in the healthcare field and watch people's lives change. I also began working in the playroom of the U of M Masonic Children's Hospital and getting to work with kids again, but this time in an inpatient setting. In the summer of 2021, I accepted a job at the Antiochian Village Summer Camp in Western Pennsylvania. I worked as a nurse's aide, and I loved every second of it. I was able to spend a ton of time with campers, helping to make scary and unpleasant experiences better. And also, I worked with the camp administration and families of campers. I started noticing there were a lot of barriers for the families of the campers, like the lack of accessibility and affordability, as well as a language barrier. Here is where I decided to do my ISEP. I have been working on making the registration for campers more accessible, and also wrote an analytical report on the camp finances, seeing where COVID impacted them the most and where they can focus their efforts most on outreach. For the registration at a national camp, one works with a diverse population with wide-ranging needs. There's a large population of non-English speakers that have additional trouble registering their kids and having the medical information filled out correctly. Making this more accessible will hopefully positively impact this camp for generations to come, which will allow for more kids to have fun, life-changing experiences. My community work has shown a lot of similarities to my major and course of study because I'm interested in a healthcare career and working with kids. I also had a special affinity with this camp because they work with a community that I'm a part of. The Arab and Christian communities are a big part of who I am. My community work throughout my life has sparked my passion to work with vulnerable populations especially. Overall, I am so grateful for the experiences that the Community Engagement Scholars Program has helped me gain, and I have learned lessons that will inform my work in my communities, career, and in society for the rest of my life. Thank you.